On the wings of West Michigan, one of the largest vaccination efforts in history has begun. But here at the Ford, inside FedEx, it's another set of wings that's lifting one of its employees with hope. Bruce Smith knows the weight of a box. For the last 3 years, his mornings are spent handling a few thousand each day.
After a while, they start to run together.
Now those boxes, filled with COVID-19 vaccines, carry a burden meant for his hands.
This is the Christmas gift that will keep giving, to save lives all across this country. My story is not emblematic of any other family that's been ravaged by this terrible disease.
This May, just days before Mother's Day, Smith talked to his sister Queen for what would be the last time. She died weeks later from COVID.
Unfortunately, the very next day, after just chatting with my sister and being able to see her on the video call, and we were laughing and chatting it up, I had learned that she had been taken to the hospital. She had been placed on a ventilator. My nephew, which is her son, drove her to the hospital. 2 days later, he himself ended up in the very same hospital, also on a ventilator. A few weeks after that, my sister passed.
His nephew still struggles with COVID complications. His sister celebrated in this online memorial and in the memories of her 5 siblings.
She had a heart of gold, just big-hearted person, always had this $1 million smile. And so I miss her very much.
Queen Esther Martinez was 70 years old.
I've been through a lot in my life. I've been in various situations in the Marine Corps, from Operation Urgent Fury in Grenada to the multinational peacekeeping force in Beirut, Lebanon. The hardest thing was to tell my mom that her daughter was gone. So that for me was the hardest part of this whole pandemic.
His mom, a 92-year-old COVID survivor, also suffers from dementia.
We cried together. And a half hour later, as I was sitting there with her, she looked up at me and she said, "What are you doing here?"
It was a moment of comfort in the face of remarkable tragedy. And that is what Smith is delivering now, that same sentiment to the millions who've had those same conversations.
To be a part of this history of getting this vaccine together and moving it across the country. It's a dream come true, it's a blessing, and I am ecstatic.
Lifted by the memory of his sister and the hope for his community.
It embodies and encompasses my entire family and my neighbors, my close friends. It means everything. It's life in a bottle.
Life in a bottle, delivered in a box, handled by a man, molded for this moment.
If I have the honor of just touching that box, knowing what it is, that means everything to me. Because I can't go forward without that vaccine. None of us can.
For News 8, I'm Casey Jones.